Hi, my name is Will and welcome to the Drumroom sessions for today. We have a band called Descendants of Dinosaurs in. How are you guys?
Good, thanks.
Thanks for having us,
Nice
Will.
to be here.
So we have a guy called Scott and we have a guy called Brian here. We've got two members that are missing. If you guys could introduce yourselves, what you do in the band, and the two absent people as well, what they do in the band and their names and such.
Yeah. Go for it.
Well, you're the
Should we go?
singer, so you should.
Should we go ABC?
A, B, C. Okay, yeah.
Cortez is before you.
Well, I was going to go like Brian.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, my name's Brian, and I play guitar and I sing in Descendants of Dinosaurs. And one person who's missing is Gavin, and he plays bass, and he is now in Italy for the summer.
For the summer?
For a while, having fun, without us. So yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm Scott. I play drums. And yeah, that's kind of what I do. The other member would be Steve Applenelp. He plays sort of lead guitar and sings. He does backing vocals, but he also does a couple of tracks. He does lead vocals on as well. So that's kind of a new role for him because traditionally he's a bass player. So he's sort of taken on that role and it's doing really well. Yeah,
He's doing great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Alright, so Descendants of Dinosaurs is a relatively new band. You guys played with Metaract and Remote. Was it 16th of June, I think it was? Was it 16th?
Yep, Friday.
15th.
15th.
Yeah.
15th of June. And that was apparently your first show.
Yep.
Is that correct? Oh, as Descendants of Dinosaurs, obviously.
Yep.
So, yeah, how did the show go?
It went really well. So we were first up. So normally, like being first up is kind of, the curtain raiser. So you don't expect there's going to be anyone there, and it's going to be, kind of thing. And that's what we sort of went into it thinking it was going to be. Just good chance to play. But actually, there was quite a few people there. At Ding Dong Lounge. It was a good show. I mean, from my point of view, being our first gig, I was a little bit nervous. And playing with Metaract and Remote as well. I mean, like, you guys are tight, wicked bands, and so as a drummer, you kind of always feel like you're sort of like being weighed against these other drummers. So
I think just to interject there, the funny thing about that is because you arrived and I didn't know who you guys were, right? Because we'd never met. I had no idea who you people were, and Sean had told you to bring nothing at all.
Yeah.
To the show, you're like, you don't need to bring cymbals, you don't need to bring anything at all.
Nothing. It's just guitars, pedals.
Just guitars and pedals, no amps, nothing.
Yeah.
So you kind of meekly came in, and you're like, I don't have any gear. And so
Nice to meet you.
It was so embarrassing.
Everybody had to kind of loan you their drum gear, so
And
you could actually,
guitar stuff, yeah.
yeah. Which was fine. It was just
It's extremely awkward.
It just made you seem like you were kind of like this was like your very first show ever.
Yeah.
And then later on, I was talking to you, and then I discovered you were the drummer for Push Push, and I was like, so this guy has been
Does he
around.
always do this?
It was
huge. Like,
strange.
I thought I was doing Sean a solid because he goes, you don't need to bring anything, and he sent me pictures of your drums. This is what you'll be using. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I said, I'll bring my pedals, and I've got like a Roland unit. I'll bring that along, add a little bit of my own stuff, and then we get there, and he's like, I say, where your heads, for your guitar, you guys bring your heads.
Amps
I'm like,
and stuff.
no.
Yeah.
It's, okay, well, you brought cymbals and a snare drum, right? And I'm like, no. So huge, yeah,
it was different.
communication. But, and inevitably, looking back at the footage, because we had it filmed, I'm playing like 1,000 times faster than the actual songs are supposed to be. They sounded all right, but...
So heavy, we were playing with a couple of heavier bands, and
yeah,
straight away, I mean, when I was using Andy's from Remote's Blackstar, his amp, and he said, here you go, I'll just set it where I normally have it. And it was like, grr, grr. And I was like, yeah, that'll do, kind of thing.
Yes,
Took the edge off it a little bit, but I thought it was great. That was part of getting to know everyone, and it was. I think it added to our sound that night too. It was very different sound than we normally have.
Right.
Just playing through those two heads that Steve and I were playing through, so different to what we normally play through. And then obviously we thought, we were going to play a little bit faster than usual and a little bit heavier. And and it worked out fine, I think, for the gig.
Okay, so I mean the band itself, or you all gelled on stage really well, and like it was a good vibe and between you.
Yeah, we did, and you know the other thing is that we had playing with us, who's not even our bass player.
Bassist,
so we kind of told her maybe 3 weeks before the gig, you know, can you play? And she came in quickly and learnt 6 songs, and so we weren't even used to playing with her, but you know she was good enough to be able to like step in.
She was a really good.
She was great, right?
She had one of those fan fret.
Yeah,
bass.
5-string
I've never
fan
seen a
fret.
fan fret bass before, so that was interesting.
Yeah, nice bass actually.
Yeah, she's a good bass player.
But so that added to our sound as well, having a different bass player, different chops, you know. And we'd never told her to play the same thing Gavin plays anyway. We just said to her, you know, play what you feel. And
just play these
so
songs.
our songs were slightly different than usual. But
Okay.
yeah, good.
So you're doing some recording at the moment, or are you trying to finish up some recording? You're down at Depot Sound.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you actually finished recording all the stuff you've got to do for your release? Is it going to be an album? I should ask that first.
EP, right?
Yeah, we're doing just a first EP.
Right.
So we finished all the recording parts, so it just needs to be mixed and then mastered. I think we've finished. We've got kind of like the first round of artwork all done because Brian's wife is a fantastic photographer, Stacey. So she's been doing a lot of our. It's been great 'cause having our own personal photographer.
Handy, eh?
So she's taken some like great stuff for the EP cover artwork, and obviously shots of the band. So that's sort of all coming together. So yeah, so we're down at the depot in Devonport with Dave Rhodes. And so we've all worked with Dave Rhodes before, like with Push Push and the stuff we did last year. We worked with Dave Rhodes to do the Talk to Me single, and so now he's doing Descendants of Dinosaurs EP. So
is it going to be a 5-track or?
we had probably 5 tracks.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 new songs, and then we've got 1 song which has kind of been pulled out of the archives, which is kind of where. When the band first started, we had Shane Silver from Push Push was also playing guitar in the band, and so we wrote a song with him, and so we're going to tack on another song that he's playing on as kind of like a sort of a nod to Shane as well as being part of the Descendants of Dinosaurs family, you know.
Yeah, it's just a song. It's a song that's strong, you know. So we're like, out of these ones that we've got to the point where we're happy with them, we threw 2 out on YouTube just to test the waters and see what the reaction was, and those 2 songs got picked up on Chaos FM, and so they got played.
Right.
And then we were like, okay, let's hum and ha. We go and choose another 2 tracks to go and record those, and then you know we were playing Point to the Sky at rehearsal, and it's sounding really good, and we're like, shit, you know, we should just master this. We've already got it,
Right.
so let's just get it mastered with the other 3 that we're doing.
4.
Yeah, at the same time, and then throw it on there.
So is there a tentative release for this EP, or is it kind of just sort of floating and you're kind of taking your time with it, or what?
A little bit. We just want to make sure that we've got it all sounding good. It's all looking good, and you know, like the whole package is you know, like we're all happy with it. And then, so I would say, you know, I would hope it's sort of out there within next, you know, like 5 months kind of things. We need to get a video done. So like choose a song we want to do a video for, get a video shot. So we've got the concept for the video.
Just in time for Christmas.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, well, that's good timing.
Yeah, got one guy that we're looking at to film the video, but options are still open. If anyone knows someone that can film a video, let us know.
So which of the songs that you've released and Chaos picked up, etc., what are the names of those tracks?
The first one was I Get You, and then the second one they picked up was The Way It Is.
Okay. And how's the response of those? Are you getting a bunch of views on YouTube, etc., etc.?
I think so. I mean, I kind of tracked it the other day a little bit. Like The Way It Is getting some views. I Get You's got a few views. Chaos FM. I think the first round they played I Get You. We happened to be away up at a batch, and they played it, and so we streamed that, and it was great. We played with Alien Weaponry and all these other bands, and then we got picked up by DJ Susie, who broadcasts out of the States, and she plays bands from all over the world, like the UK, Australia, Canada, Toronto, and then she's like, here's Descendants of Dinosaurs from New Zealand, and she's played The Way It Is a couple of times, I think. So yeah,
Okay.
it's tracking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's early days,
yeah.
Sure. Well, what is the sort of the meaning behind the name of the band? We were talking just before we pressed record, and you told me something quite interesting about it, and I thought it was pretty cool. So
Yeah. Well, Descendants of Dinosaurs, obviously, you sort of think about dinosaurs becoming birds. So a lot of the artwork is kind of around that. So kind of like birds, fossilized birds, that kind of stuff. But the sort of idea or premise behind it is kind of, so you have the bands, artists from back in the day, talking about the Led Zeppelins, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Muddy Waters, whatever, you go right back. And those, are the dinosaurs, and we are kind of descendants of those bands / musicians. And so it's kind of, like a progression from them through to us.
musical evolution.
A musical evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where that came from.
It's quite a snappy idea. I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool. So that
Yeah.
that's a double meaning.
It's a nice little juxtaposition, thinking about it and paying homage to people at the same time as trying to think of something that resonates with us and what kind of influences we have and how we got those and where did we end up and how did we get here, and it's all part of it. So
What is the history of the band? I presume you guys have been around for about a year or so before you started.
we actually knew each other for a long time, from the other bands that we were in.
Right.
So the Push and I was in Jungle Fungus and I'd been doing Hot Rats and other stuff like that. And then I bumped into Shane Silver, and we were working quite close to each other. I played him some songs that I was writing. We got together. Next minute, I went around and jammed with these guys, and then O'Hara was formed. That was the first original name. And then we did some recording, and we did some stuff, and it was getting some interest. And then we all kind of like fizzled out, and Shane went off to Australia, and I went off to live in Japan for over a decade, and Scott went to the UK for over a decade, and then we all did different things. And then about just under 4 years ago, I came back, Scott came back, and the moons aligned, so to speak. We kind of picked up where we left off, just kind of jamming. Right. And then the music started to kind of, take hold, and we were like, oh, this is pretty good. This is kind of like what we want to be writing about and want to be sounding like.
Right.
And then that's when we started to think about getting a set together, recording, blah, 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 blah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We also mentioned before we pressed record that I asked you, because you're in sort of notable bands already, I asked you sort of when you started this band, was it kind of like a side project, and is it still very much a side project? And your answer interested me. So What was that?
Well, yeah, like you say, started off kind of as a side project to different things. I was doing stuff with Push. Brian's been working with Fountain of Sin or Foss. But just the more that we've sort of been playing together, we spent a lot of time in the practice room, just writing, recording, hanging out, all that kind of stuff. It's now becoming more of the focus of what we're about, what we want to do as musicians. Mm-hmm. So definitely it's taking more of a front seat. Give us another year, maybe another 18 months, and I think we'll be really starting to sort of make some headway.
Fit into our skin a bit more.
Yeah, get a little bit more comfortable with what we're doing, get sort of tighter, get the songs start becoming more formulated better and more interesting.
Cool. Well, I look forward to watching your progress.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like a hawk.
Yeah. Red pen out.
Yes, no. Yeah. All right, well, thanks very much for coming in to see me today. And,
you're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Best of luck for the future.
Thank you so much.
If you have another release in a year's time or whatever, come back and see me. We can talk about that.
Will do.
Great.
Yeah.
Right.
No
So we'll see you on the circuit.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks for watching. See you later.